What's going on, trainers? Brandon here. Welcome back to another PokemonMastersEX video. Today we are going to be taking a deep dive into Caitlin, Fall 2021 Caitlin, and Mega Sableye. So we just did one about Morty, who's coming at reset tonight. But let's talk a little bit about Caitlin, who's coming in just a couple of days. So, Caitlin and Sableye, right? 6-star EX potential. Here's their 140 stats. We have HP is at 593. Attack and special attack are at 200. Defense and special defense are at 244. Once you mega into Mega Sableye, it's going to be 292. And our speed's going to be 228. So right off the bat, defense is pretty good. HP could be a little higher. Attack and special attack are kind of low, but it's a support, so you're not really worried about dealing damage. So its dark type weakness is fairy, and obviously, as we just said, support. And now getting into the moves, we have feint attack. So it is a 2-bar dark physical attack. Power at 1 out of 5 is going to be 45. At 5 out of 5 is going to be 54. And this move never misses. So you'll notice we don't have accuracy on there. That's because we don't need it, because it never misses. It's kind of like Swift, but dark type. And we're going to cover both these at the same time. So X defense all and X special defense all. Both have 2 uses, and both X defense all raises your ally defenses by 2 ranks, and special defense all raises your special defense of all allied sync pairs by 2 ranks. Now here's another trainer move. We have Trixie. It has 2 uses. It raises the attack of all allies by 2 stat ranks, raises speed and accuracy of all allies by 1 stat rank. When used by Mega Sableye, it also applies a condition nullification effect to all allies. So a lot going on with this one. First off, raises attack by 2 stats. It's pretty good. And you do have 2 uses, so if you gain MP refresh on your grid, then you can max out your attack. Also speed and accuracy. Pretty good stats too to raise. You get those by 1 rank. And then, so if you use it with Mega Sableye, so you might want to use one beforehand and one after you Mega, because you get the condition nullification. So I'm pretty sure that's just like shield from any statuses. I think if you do have a status, it might just cancel that out completely, that hence nullification. But we'll see. All right, so moving on to the passive skills. Once you're pre-Mega, you have Quick Tempo. So it applies a move gauge acceleration to the allied field of play the first time the user enters a battle. So I know that, Lily and Lunala have Quick Tempo. A couple other sync pairs do. I think this is really good because move gauge acceleration, you always want to be having a healthy move gauge. That way you can keep shelling out those attacks, keep hitting those trainer moves, whatever the case may be. But once you Mega, so you have opening blockade, so applies physical damage reduction to allied field of play the first time the user enters the battle. So once you Mega, you're going to get that physical damage reduction. That'll be good for maybe Master Mode when you're fighting Bruno. Who knows? Or any other physical stages. We also have Synchro Healing, so restores HP of allied sync pairs by approximately 20% after the user uses their sync move. Now this is great, if you're in a bind, you've already synced with maybe another 6-star EX support, and then you're getting kind of low on health and you're running out of resources, like if Skyla doesn't get MP refreshes for potion, this is a good, not a good, but a decent substitute. And I like this vigilance, so you don't have to roll vigilance on your support. It's really, really good. Saves you some lucky cookies. Yeah, speaking of lucky cookies, I don't really know what we would run. It really all depends on who you're pairing it with. Being that it raises attack and stuff like that, you could probably do Defense Crush. That would help out your attackers by lowering defense. Defense Crush 2 would be good. Fast Track, because speed's not that great. Yeah, that's probably what I would go with. All right, so moving on to the sync move, right? We have Eerie Eyes Dark Impact. So it's a physical ghost No, not Ghost, I'm sorry. It's a physical dark type move. Power 160. No additional effect, you just become Mega Sableye until the end of the battle. Yeah, comparing this with Morty's sync move, I like his better because it has a multiplier based on burn. But I mean, this is your typical Mega sync move. I mean, it's going to be a little weaker given that you are Mega. So, but yeah, that is the overview of Fall Caitlin and Mega Sableye as far as their moves, passives, sync move, you name it. But we're also going to be heading over to the sync grid to check that out. So let's head over there real quick. Okay, so here's the sync grid for Caitlin and Sableye. So let's check out what we have in the top left here. So we have Unbending, so defense can't be lowered. Okay, it's good for a support. Endurance, so when the user enters the battle with full HP, applies the enduring effect to it. Okay, Sync Wall, I like this. I like this a lot. Applies the critical hit defense effect to the allied field to play the first time the user's sync move is used each battle. So that first time you sync with Sableye, you're not only going to become Mega Sableye, but you're also going to get critical hit defense. Really, really good for your team. You don't want that. It's like having vigilance for your team for a short amount of time. Then we have Healthy Healing, applies gradual healing effect to the user when its HP is full when it enters a battle. That's always great for your supports because you want them to live as long as possible. Revenge Boost 3, 40% chance at charging user's move gauge by 1 when the user is hit by an attack move. Again, if it's your tank, it's going to get hit, so Revenge Boost is pretty good. Fainting Heal, not a huge fan. So restores HP of all allied sync pairs other than the user by approximately 20% of their maximum HP just before the user faints. This could be very niche situations. I would probably go for the other stuff on the grid though, just to be honest. Stalwart, it's kind of like Unbending, only applies to special defense that can't be lowered. This is interesting. Team Sync Cure 9 removes all status conditions from allied sync pairs after using the user's sync move. So I remember last Halloween we had a stage where Gengar would use Toxic and would AoE Toxic your entire team. And you kind of needed Sycamore to mitigate that, but this could definitely help. So if we see stages like that, I could definitely see, people teching in this kind of sync grid with Team Sync Cure 9. So Unflappable prevents user from flinching. And then First Aid 4, anytime you can add sustainability to your tanks, just do it. It's so good. 40% of your health is pretty solid. So up here we have X Defense All, MP Refresh 3, and Move Gauge Refresh 3. I really wish they would stop doing this with the trainer moves, but here we are. Same thing in the bottom here, X Special Defense All, Move Gauge Refresh 3, and MP Refresh 3. So those are both 40% chances to gain an MP back and also gain a bar back when using the move. Up here we have Feint Attack Flabbergast 4, a 50% chance of leaving the target confused when the move targeting that opponent is successful. And Feint Attack Move Gauge Refresh 3, so another 40% chance to gain a bar back when using Feint Attack. And down here we have Trixie MP Refresh 2, so 30% chance of getting an MP back. And then Pep Rally 1, so when you use Trixie, it raises the speed of all allied sync pairs by 1 stat rank when the user's move is successful. This is pretty cool because it already raises your speed and accuracy by 1 stat rank, so if you add this on there, it's just going to raise your speed by 2. So maybe those pairs with inertia on them might see a little bit of play from Sableye as well. Who knows? Okay, so let's go 1 out of 5. Let's see what we get. Actually, not too bad. So if we go up here, we can get all the defensive nodes. I mean, if you're just going for straight defense, you only need 534 orbs. Let me see if you can get everything. I think you can, yeah. And you'll still have 4 energy left. But if you just want to go bare minimum, I would just go for, 582 maybe. You don't even need to do that, but the main points you're getting is I guess the move gauge refresh, it's not great. but I mean, it keeps that move gauge healthy, and you have quick tempo when you enter the battle, so remember that too. So, 2 out of 5. Here's where we get the MP refreshes for our defensive moves. So we definitely want to grab both of those, and we get Sync Wall, which is really cool. I would probably go with, all right, we only have 7 energy left. Maybe Unbending. Something along these lines. So your main pickups here are going to be Sync Wall and Revenge Boost. So Revenge Boost, you're keeping that move gauge healthy, like we said before. Unflappable, can't be flinched, and the Sync Wall provides that crit hit defense when you sync. And then we got our MP refreshes for X Defense All and X Special Defense All, because you want to be boosting up those defenses of your allied sync pairs. So this is probably something you would look at. You could, if you're good on gauge, you could go here and go for the NPR on your trainer move. Personally, I think the other build is a little better. Maybe something like that. I don't know. And then 3 out of 5. So it's probably going to mirror 2 out of 5, to be quite honest. We definitely want this. I wanted to come over here and get Healthy Healing, possibly. And then, yeah, so something like this. And then we would go defense here. Actually, maybe something like that. So here, main pickups again are going to be Sync Wall, Healthy Healing, so you get the gradual effect at the beginning of the battle. And if you find yourself in a bind, you have First Aid 4 to kind of mitigate that. You can go with like, I see Feint Attack. There's a ton of nodes on here. There's 7 nodes on here, giving you 7, that's plus 21 to your Feint Attack. But being that the attack stats are kind of low, you really don't want to like use it as your striker. I mean, you can. Good luck. I wish you the best of luck, but I don't think that's going to work out too well. You could also, like we said about teching in Team Secure 9, and you might, I think we're a couple short. Yeah, you can't get Healthy Healing if you do that. So if you're going to go Team Secure 9, what I would probably do is go for, yeah, maybe the NPR on that and get a couple defense nodes here. So that way, you know, you're refreshing your Trixie and getting more attack, more speed, more accuracy. And then if you're fighting a stage where it just doesn't let up with the, with the statuses, then you can do Team Secure 9. But you could probably just do that and get First Aid as well. That might be even better, to be quite honest. And then grab like all these defenses over here. You got Special Defense +5, +10, and then Defense +5 here on the right. So that actually might not be too bad, because you're protected from the status conditions. Not protected, but you can clear them with your sync move, and you can get the critical hit defense and the sustain from First Aid. So yeah, not a bad looking sync pair at all for a support. I think it's going to see a lot of play. If I had to put it in a tier right now, if I absolutely had to, I'd probably put it right around the A tier. I don't think it breaks S. I don't think it breaks into that tier at all. But there is potential for high A tier, I think, if you pair it up with the right teams. Again, I would pair it up with your physical attackers. And let's see. Yeah, I mean, it boosts attack. So you definitely want to do physical attackers and anything with a really, really good striker, because you're going to be increasing those defenses and make that sync pair more sustainable as well. So it's going to be a skip for me, just because it's a Spotlight Scout, or a Seasonal Scout rather. I think something better is coming, so I'm going to hold off. But if you are summoning on Fall Caitlin and Sableye, I do wish you the best of luck. They are coming October 16th and will be here till November 5th. So spend your gems wisely. Let me know how your summons are going. But that'll about wrap up this video concerning Fall, Caitlin, and Mega Sableye. If you did enjoy the content, drop a like, head down to that subscribe button. All the support to the channel is greatly appreciated. And guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm Brandon. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next one.